What's up, guys? Jade's Corner back here again for another Teen Wolf related video. And in today's video, basically we're going to be ranking every single character who has some sort of relevance or importance to the plot from Teen Wolf season 1, from least favorite to most favorite, basically a worst to best ranking on tierlistmaker.com. Of course, I'm going to leave this tier list in the description below in case you guys want to do it yourselves after I'm done with the list today. But without further ado, let's get started, because we got a lot of characters to rank today. So yeah, we're gonna go from left to right. Usually when I do these tier lists, I go from left to right because I don't want to just pick out random characters out the blue. I kind of just go from order, from who I see first to who I see last. So yeah, also if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you guys subscribe and hit on that bell icon to turn on post notifications so that you never miss a future upload from me. Our goal for the end of the year, of course, is 10,000 subscribers. We've gained like literally 3,000 subscribers over the last 3 months, which is the biggest growth ever for the channel. So this is the biggest year for the channel so far. We're well on our way to 8,000 subscribers. We're almost about a good 700 subscribers away from hitting 8,000 subscribers. So we're trying to hit that goal by August. So if you can help contribute to us reaching that goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, leave a like on the video if you end up enjoying, man. It really helps this video push farther out and do better in the YouTube algorithm. Also, leave a comment on your thoughts. This list is purely subjective. This is not the official list on who the best and worst characters are in Teen Wolf by any means. This is just who I tend to enjoy while watching this season personally, and who I don't enjoy watching this season personally. So yeah, with that intro out the way, let's just get on with the list, shall we? So at first here we have Sheriff Stilinski, and I'm gonna put Sheriff Stilinski in A for season 1. Very good father figure. Very much enjoyed Linden Ashby's performance as Sheriff Stilinski in season 1. He was very good. He's not in the season as much as you would like him to be. He's kind of just I don't want to say background character, but he's there here and there. He's only there for like the murders and stuff for most of the time, but like whenever you do see him there, you see like the small scenes with him and Styles. He plays a really good father figure role, and he's played by the guy who played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1995. So yeah, that's a bonus. That's a bonus too. Next we have Melissa McCall. I'm also going to put Melissa in A tier. Melissa is like the GOAT television mother. She's a very good mom, especially for a single mom too, and I can pretty much relate to that because for a long time I was raised by a single mother. So yeah, can relate to a lot of Melissa's struggles because it relates to what I've seen personally in my life. So that's, you know, good too, you know, with helping for those points with Melissa being one of my favorite characters, at least for this season. I would say she's one of my favorite characters in the whole show, but for this season I like her a lot. And she's kind of like Sheriff Stilinski. She's kind of just there every now and then, you know, to play the mother role to Scott, because she's not really in the season as much as you would like her to be. But I do like Melissa McCall, so this is where she goes for season 1. Next is Chris Argent. Chris in season 1, he was a minor villain. I think I like Chris more as a good guy rather than a villain. There's just something about him as a villain that's just not very intimidating or very like scary to me. But he did a serviceable job. Again, same thing with Sheriff Stilinski and Melissa McCall. He was another good father figure for Allison. Of course, he kept a bunch of secrets from her, most of which he found out by the end of the season about werewolves and stuff like that. But once you find out his reasoning for that, it's very understandable and justifiable why he decided to make that choice. And unlike his wife, he's actually very likable and very enjoyable to watch on screen. So yeah, Chris and B. Next, we have the undisputed GOAT of the entire show, which needs no explanation. Styles is definitely going at the top of the list. Dude literally carried the entire first season on his back. Was a way more interesting character than the actual main protagonist of the show, which is not that good if you're trying to push your main protagonist as like somebody you should care for and root for, and you know, the person who's literally supposed to carry your show being the main focal point. But yeah, we all know how good Styles is in the first season. I'm pretty much not gonna say all the talking points a bunch of other people who have done tier lists and rankings of Teen Wolf have brought up on YouTube already. Y'all know where Styles goes. Scott McCall in season 1, I'm going to put in C. I just got done dunking on season 1 Scott. I'm going to dunk on him again. He's not that interesting of a protagonist this season. This is probably my least favorite Scott, or one of them at least. He's pretty much your average like teenager. Like, there's nothing special about him yet. As we come to find out towards season 3, even though I don't really think that being a true alpha is all that special. I explained that in my what is an alpha, true alpha, augmented alpha video that now has over 100,000 views. Thank you guys for making that video so popular. I did not think that video was going to blow up as much as it did, but I appreciate that. But back to Scott. Yeah, he's just not that interesting in the first season. I think Styles definitely outshines like every scene he's in. And, you know, I kind of put it a little bit on Tyler Posey, but some of it I kind of put it on the writing and the material they gave him. It's a very, very basic plot for a very, very basic run-of-the-mill, like, average teenage supernatural drama show protagonist, pretty much. Bro, when Elena Gilbert is more interesting of a character than Scott McCall is, it's a problem. No shade on Elena fans. Next, we have Coach Finstock. I'm going to put him in A. I very much like Coach Finstock. I think he's a very, very good character. Like I said, for the parents, he's not in the season as much as you would like, but when he's there, he's an absolute scene stealer. And he has some of the most iconic lines in the first season by far, aside from like Styles. So yeah, these two definitely carried the first season, along with somebody we're going to get to in a little bit. Now, I'm going to put Laura Hale in... I would put her in D, just because we don't know anything about her this season. But because she is the reason Scott and Styles go out into the woods, in the entire reason the show even takes place in the first place, in the entire reason Scott ends up becoming a werewolf in the first place, I'm going to put Laura in C just for that. I'm going to give her a couple of points and put her up. But other than that, we don't know anything about her. We just know she got called back to Beacon Hills from New York City, where she was staying with Derek. She got lured back there by Peter so that Peter could take her alpha spark and become the alpha, and then her body got cut in two by the Argents. So in order to lure Derek back to Beacon Hills from New York. So yeah, not that interesting, but she is very, very important to the series, so I'm gonna give her points for that. Allison season 1, I'm gonna put her, she is C or B. She's definitely not an A in my opinion. Even though Allison's my favorite female character in the entire show. I think I'm gonna get Allison. I think I'm gonna put her in B. Just because I found her particularly more interesting of a character than Scott. Allison's very complex. She's a very complex character that we'll definitely like go over and discover when we talk about season 2 and 3. But yeah, your average, at least in season 1, at least your average female love interest in a teen drama. Nothing too special about Allison, to be honest, in my opinion. I mean, it's cool that we found out that, you know, she was related to, you know, some hunters, you know, being the daughter of Chris and Victoria, obviously, and the niece of Kate. It's also cool that she's good with a bow and arrow, so at least she can defend herself when she needs to. And then other than that, she's, like I said, your typical love interest. We don't really get to go deeper with her in terms of like her psyche and like her development until like season, I would say probably 3 in my honest opinion. So yeah, Allison goes in B. Next is Peter. Peter's undoubtedly going in A. One of the most complex characters the series has to offer. An absolute scene stealer along with these 3 in season 1. One of the other focal points of the season that completely carried this season and made it as good as it is, in my opinion, or at least made it decent. Fantastic as a main antagonist. I would love for Peter to go back to being like the main villain, which they kind of did in season 4. Although I don't really like the way they did it in season 4 because he had to share the spotlight with Kate. I would kind of like for Peter to be the main villain by himself. Like he kind of had the season 4 thing where he shared the spotlight with Kate this season, but I feel like Peter was more of a villain than Kate was because, you know, he was there longer. Kate came a couple of episodes in, meanwhile Peter was there from literally day 1. So yeah, Ian Bohen killed this role. Can't wait to see him in Teen Wolf the movie. And yeah, it's Peter. This dipshit can go an F. Fuck this guy. Mr. Harris is an absolute piece of shit. This guy is a literal dipshit. He's guy's a jerk. He's definitely going an F. Fuck this guy. Kate, y'all know how I feel about Kate. She's literally a child molester, so for that she can go, you would put her in F. I'll put her in D just because I enjoyed Jill Wagner's performance, but in my honesty, she can go straight down to hell for grooming Derek and also literally molesting him as a child. And for those of you who are like, well, we don't know Derek's exact age frame, do your research. There's plenty of other people on the internet, including myself, who have explained the timeline of Teen Wolf and when everything takes place properly in a proper, like, extended, detailed timeline. And yeah, I don't care what excuse you have, Derek was underage while he was with Kate. Like, that's a definite. She was at least like a good 4 to 5 years older than him. So yeah, and then on top of the fact that she literally kissed an in-universe minor on screen while she was like in her 30s or some shit in season 4 episode 1 doesn't really help her case either. So yeah, Kate can rot in hell in D. I will say she was a good villain though, but yeah, hell no. Billy and Unger's characters are F, bro. An absolute fail on every level possible. Lydia in season 1 is very annoying. I do not like watching Lydia at all in season 1. I'll put Scott above her. She's very irritating. Her whole mean girl type of persona, because that's clearly what they were going for. Mean girl Lydia is very annoying to watch. And she doesn't really have a lot of the same draw and appeal as like Lydia when she definitely becomes a more complex character. I would say Lydia starts to become a decently good character in season 3, because season 2 she's a little bit more likable than season 1, but she's still very much just hell no. So yeah, Lydia goes in C. Not very fond of her in the first season. Her mom can rot down there with Kate because she's an annoying fuck. Derek can go in A. He is the last character to completely carry the first season. I'm gonna go through all these tiers and re-rank all these characters after I'm done, but Derek for sure goes in A. Definitely the most interesting character in the entire season. Probably I would say alongside Peter. These two were definitely had the most interesting backstories. Derek's we don't find out until season 3 with Visionary, but the entire first season you pretty much wanted to know why his eyes were blue and stuff like that, why his eyes weren't like Scott, what does the blue color mean, and stuff like that, which I said before all gets answered in season 3. So yeah, Derek for being the absolute GOAT, Tyler Hoechlin carrying the first season along with this guy right here, Dylan O'Brien. He's gonna go right here for sure. Jennifer Peter's nurse can rot in hell too. She's annoying. Allison's mom can literally rot in hell as well. She's very annoying, and she's a stone cold hearted bitch. Although she does care for her daughter, she shows it in literally the most violent ways possible, literally by verbally abusing her daughter on screen. So yeah, not very good parenting in my opinion. Deaton is interesting given the fact that he's very mysterious and there's clearly something going on with him, but we don't really know what exactly. It's teased at the end of season 1 and even teased a little bit more in season 2, but we don't fully find out what Deaton's whole like shtick is until season 3 when druids are explained. So yeah, Deaton gets, if he wasn't interesting and he was just the veterinarian, I would put him in like C, but because he's an interesting character in the first season, you want to know more about him, he gets points that adds him up to B. Jackson, part of me wants to put him in D for being an absolute asshat, but I think Jackson deserves B. you could definitely there's definitely signs in the first season that Jackson's a more complex character than like your average typical like rival character, or your average typical like bully, jock, whatever, like captain of like the sports team or whatever. It's clearly hinted towards the end of the first season that Jackson's a lot more complex than like he gives, like he showcases. And I actually like Colton Haynes in the role. I think he plays Jackson really well. I don't think anybody else could probably play that character as well as he does. In my opinion, I think he put somebody else in the Jackson role, and it's not as good as when Colton portrays it. So, yeah. Plus, Colton's a very likable human being, and I'm not. I disagree with a lot of Colton's views on a bunch of different things, but like as a genuine human being, you could appreciate Colton. He's pretty cool. And yeah, I like Jackson. So yeah, he did a good job with that character. B. Danny, he's there for like mostly comedic relief purposes, and to just be like the gay best friend to Jackson, even though Jackson ends up being gay himself, as we find out in season 6. But yeah, Danny's cool. I like him when I see him on screen, but he's not great, but he's not bad either. He's just Danny. He's just there. And other than that, that's the ranking for season 1. So we're gonna go through all the tiers. We're gonna place everybody around and figure out where everybody goes. And yeah, that's it for the video. So yeah, we're gonna put Styles definitely right here. Then Derek. Then I would say Peter. Then I would say I like Melissa more than Sheriff Stilinski. And yeah, I would definitely put the coach right there. Then I would say Allison, followed by Jackson, then Chris, then Deaton. Then I would say Scott, followed by Danny. I can't really say I like Laura, since we literally only see her one quick cut scene in season 1, episode 10, when she's actually alive and not a bisected corpse. So Lydia's gonna go above just because we don't see that much of Laura until like season 3, where we get like a flashback episode. Tate definitely has to go at the bottom because she's a child molester and a groomer. So yeah, literally rotten hell. And then who's the more annoying of these two? I could tolerate Lydia's mom more than Allison's mom. Allison's mom is definitely more annoying. And then yeah, this guy can just really rot in hell. She was just there to cover up Peter's murders, and then guess these jobbers are they're just there. So that's gonna do it for the Teen Wolf season 1 ranking. Thank you guys for watching this video. I greatly appreciate your time, to clicking on this video and watching it. We're gonna do season 2 probably tomorrow. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, as mentioned at the start of the video, of course, make sure you guys leave a like. Helps this video push out further into the YouTube algorithm, reaching more Teen Wolf fans and more new potential Teen Wolf fans, and just also reaching my subscribers and just other people in general. Make sure you guys comment down your thoughts on this list. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree? If you disagree, why? If you agree, that's good too. And then yeah, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so that you never miss a future upload from me. As mentioned before, the goal for the end of the year is 10,000 subscribers, but the goal for the summer is reaching 8,000 by the end of August. So yeah, help us reach that goal. And without further ado, I am Jade's Corner. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next Teen Wolf video. Deuces.